The Archbishop comes from France, King Richard's interests to pursue. Robin takes a daring chance to tell him what is true.
Friar Tuck! Father!
Well, William?
Thank goodness you come this way. Our house has sickness. It's the baby, Father. We fear...
What, William?
We fear it's the plague.
Have you told anyone else about this?
And have the authorities board our house up, leaving him inside to die?
No, you're quite right. Come, there's no time to be lost.
God bless you, Father.
Maid Marian, what brings you out so early this morning? All right, William, I'll be in a minute.
The soldiers are after you with the warrant, Father. I'm just ahead of them. You must take my horse and fly immediately to Sherwood Forest.
After me? What have I done this time?
Oh, it's too late to explain. Hurry, Father.
It's too hot to hurry today, my dear.
But you don't understand. The Archbishop himself has just announced a visit from France in the name of King Richard. A visit here, right in our shire.
And they're afraid that he might hear some home truths from Friar Tuck, eh?
By the time they're through with you, there won't be any truths. Now will you hurry?
Thank you for the warning, Marian. And I'll be with Robin directly, but first, there's a sick child in here.
I'll take the donkey for you, Father.
Oh, thank you, Marian. Yes, William. Why, your plague is nothing worse than heat rash.
Oh, bless you, Father, bless you.
Why on earth do you smother him with all those woolen bands in this hot weather?
To ward off evil spirits, Father.
Evil spirits. Superstition is your real plague here. Now bath him and dry him and dress him in the lightest clothes you can find. He'll be all right.
Friar Tuck! They're coming! You must hide, and I'll try and keep them away.
Hide? Oh, I'm afraid my girth is against that. I'll just remain quiet and hope the good Lord sends them by.
Meg? Good morning.
Have you seen a friar on his rounds? Fat brown friar on a fat brown donkey?
No, and I've been riding all morning.
We have our orders to search every house on the way. This place is our next stop.
But there's no one in here.
Thank you, my lady.
The good Lord nearly sent them on their way, but even he underestimated the perversity of a donkey.
Friar, we have to escort you to the abbot.
Still.
Oh, that's enough. Don't have to be a fop to have an audience with the Archbishop.
How do you know what manner of man he is? Watch out.
Well, since he comes in the name of King Richard, he must be a good man. If we can get his ear... Oh, not my ear, you oaf! You've sliced it.
You turned your head.
Marian! Ow! Oh, Marian, bless you for rescuing me from this butcher.
Robin, Littlejohn, I came as quickly as I could. It's Friar Tuck. They put him in the Priory dungeon at Beresford.
They've done what?
They dare to lay hands on our good friar.
He wouldn't listen. They've silenced him because the Archbishop is coming here.
Now you see, Robin, the use of your trying peaceful methods.
Try we will. I'm riding to Canterbury to beg for an audience with the Archbishop, and too well known around Nottingham to go visiting him once he gets here. If he sees me, Friar Tuck will be my first appeal.
Then I can breathe again.
I'm off within the hour. Littlejohn, you better scout around the Priory. Friar Tuck will need help if I fail in my mission.
I'll attack through the kitchens. The cooks know everything.
The priory cook is the worst-tempered cook in England.
You forget my powers of persuasion.
No violence, Little John. Use your wits instead. Now, be off and I'll join you there when I get back from Canterbury.
The Archbishop himself due here for a banquet. A tongueless idiot for a scullery boy. And a spit that doesn't work.
It's a poor workman who blames his tools.
Who has the impudence to speak to me like that?
I do. Any fool could see those pheasants were done cooking. Any fool but a priory chef.
You come down here. I'll give you a few lessons about cooking. I'll fry you in oil.
Now, how can I get through these bars? Your head's as solid as those puddings of yours.
You won't be out there long. Boy, open the gates. You won't. Boy, open the gates. I'll murder you. I'll flatten you with this frying pan.
Now then, what do cooks fight with? Skewers?
It's over, my spit you'll go. I'll skewer you like a sucking.
Heavy as lead.
No! Eat! Insults!
A truce, friend, a truce.
So you've had enough of you?
What a wonderful smell. Truly, you must cook like an angel. Doesn't fighting make you hungry?
Hey, you're an impudent scoundrel, but I like you nonetheless.
What about feasting before we carry on with a battle?
Yes, I'm as dry as a manno, so we'll feast first and we'll fight after. Now, what about a fine roast capon? That's a stout right arm we've got.
Served me well. Could serve you well, too. That spit of yours takes one man's time alone.
You mean you'd like to work for me?
Rather than fight with you.
Straight from the abbot's cellar. Now let's drink to it. That'll be for the abbot's tray. They're all fasting till the Archbishop arrives. It makes a good impression. But the abbot sacrifices himself to sample the fare for the guests.
You mean these monks aren't holy men?
Holy? I doubt if they're truly anointed priests. Many Norman soldiers took off their uniforms and put on the cowls. The food's good, and there's not much work. With only bread and water for that poor old devil down in the dungeon. He'll not think much to my cooking, I fear. Boys, the trays! The abbot's is the one with the napkin, and be quick about it! More wine?
The abbot's is the one with the napkin. To the abbot and his fast. To the prisoner and his feast.
Get up. Tell the chef that I will let him know whether the fare is suitable for the Archbishop.
O Lord, for the food we're about to receive, make us truly grateful.
Amen. And water.
And wine.
My friend, we are here again to ease your soul by helping you confess your sins.
Then I fear you must go back again, unrewarded. For what you call sins, I look upon as virtues.
I see that fasting has not nourished your spirit.
Oh, I don't know. Today I feel quite full of good thoughts.
But you will not confess. My son, why will you persist in opposing me when I have only your welfare at heart? For if you fail to confess, the Archbishop comes on the morrow, and with him rides the great Inquisitor. And he has ways of obtaining your confession that would grieve me to see employed. We wish not your punishment, but your penitence.
What you really wish is that the truth shall never meet the light of day. I demand an audience of His Grace the Archbishop.
The Archbishop has no time for a priest who consorts with outlaws. He will hear only your confession.
I work amongst the common people and try to do God's will with them. They are made miserable and plundered by your lords and sheriffs.
I give you one more chance to confess freely. Your only salvation is to denounce Robin Hood and his unholy band under a sacred oath and aid the authorities in their capture.
I will not do that, now or ever.
Then I wash my hands of you and hand you over to the Inquisitor. And may the Lord have mercy on your soul.
Peace, fellows, peace! Who is the suffragan over your parish?
Suffragan? But I've got to deliver a wagon of wine.
I know that, fellow, but before anything is delivered, there are certain authorities who must be satisfied.
Yes, Father.
How much longer do I have to wait? You know, I have a complete record of my life. What has all this to do with seeing the Archbishop?
No one but the nobility is to be granted an audience.
Are those his instructions?
That is no concern of yours.
Oh, but it is. Our serfs and yeomen surely have more grievances than the nobles, and there were hundreds of them here this morning.
Oh, most of them could scarcely sign their own names. You have still failed to include the lineage of your maternal grandsire.
Now listen, Friar.
You can't come in here.
Oh, yes, I can. We're going to see the Archbishop, we two, and now.
Quite impossible. The Sheriff of Nottingham has ridden in and is even now taking the Archbishop under his personal escort to Beresford Priory.
I might have known. We can trust the Sheriff to entertain his eminence with pretty fables. Why have I been kept standing here?
No one expected him to leave so soon. However, I feel your behavior has scarcely earned you this privilege in any case.
Oh. Sir, may I trouble you? This here has my poor wits addled, and my wagon of wine is supposed to follow the Archbishop's party.
Wine? Where's it to go?
A gift from His Grace to the Priory of Beresford.
Beresford. What say we make a bargain? I'll help you fill this in, and you let me ride with you to the Priory.
You can ride, sir. Oh, ride with me and welcome.
Your Grace, my Lord Abbot will be most anxious to hear of your safe arrival. I will go and tell him. We may conclude, then, that your trip was satisfactory, Your Eminence.
Yes, I would say so.
You come, of course, at a time of unrest. We shall hope that at your next visit, you will find God's will reigning supreme.
Yes, we will hope so, my Lord Sheriff.
I think you'll like your host, the Abbot. He has been a great comfort to us in our troubled times, many onerous duties performed unflinchingly. We shall all hope to see him suitably rewarded for his great diligence.
And he would make you Chamberlain? Or would you wait your reward in heaven?
The Lord helps those who help themselves.
I'm interested in the Priory at Beresford. For word has been received by me in France of the Abbot's deeds.
I am glad that we are of accord. Now, if your Grace will excuse me, I must return to my duties.
And I must thank you, Sheriff, for providing me with such a distinguished escort. And may I add, for giving me so much information about the situation in the district.
Your Eminence.
Hey, put your cross here.
What for?
To show you got delivery.
Well, I know I did.
To show 'em back there you got it. There.
Weighs 100 tons.
Hey, Little John. Little John.
Now it talks.
Anyone about?
Robin?
Is anyone about, you fool?
No.
Oh, that's all right then.
What are you doing in there?
Where have they got Friar Tuck?
In the dungeon, by the wine cellar.
Oh, good. You can roll me down there then. Without any more broken bones.
Well, by the time you get there, you'll be fizzy.
Shh. Someone coming.
What say you? We sample the Archbishop's wine.
Oh, no, not this barrel. This wine is demented, fermented. I know where there's a wonderful brew.
In nomine Patris.
Friar Tuck.
Who are you?
Robin.
Robin Hood?
When will they open the door again?
The Inquisitor is coming down shortly.
Think of something to send the guards away. That'll give me time to...
Shh, shh. If I hear somebody coming, go out that way.
Come on, wake up.
Is this the poor wretch?
Yes, Your Reverence.
Have you anything to say to me? The ordeal will proceed. You will soon enough confide in me.
Wait! I'll do what you ask. I'll make a confession. Only, may it be in private. What I shall say is for your ears alone.
You will wait at the head of the stairs with the guards.
Well?
Could we have a prayer first?
The Archbishop and Council await your confession.
Very well. To begin with...
Your Grace, my Lord Archbishop, Keeper of the Keys for His Majesty King Richard, we submit to your just dispensation a miserable and penitent sinner who has at last been given the grace to confess his heresies while under the spiritual guidance and jurisdiction of my Lord Abbot of Beresford. I now beg your Grace's leave to read the prisoner's confession.
Let it be read.
I, Alfred Tuck, known in this region as Friar Tuck, do humbly confess to the following charges. I have known and consorted with a man prescribed as a criminal by the Lord Sheriff of Nottingham, to wit, one Robin of Locksley, known as Robin Hood. Both separately and together, we and others of his company in Sherwood Forest have committed deeds amounting to rebellion against those in authority under Prince John. Our misdeeds have been manifold. We have given aid and comfort to the poor and oppressed of our unhappy kingdom. We have rescued from the sheriff's noose innocent men who have been unable to pay his exorbitant taxes. We have tried to put into practice the Christian precepts of charity and brotherhood, to which the Lord Abbot of Beresford gives lip service, making a mockery of the true offices of religion.
Silence that man, arrest him. He's an impostor.
We've cared for those afflicted by the plague, whom the authorities left to die. If we have broken laws, they've been the unjust laws of those who tyrannize over us, while our true king is away. Long live King Richard, and confusion to his enemies!
To the dungeon with this traitor.
Wait. I wish to see the face of this man who speaks so rashly.
Robin Hood.
Let him speak. Is this the man called Robin Hood who addresses me?
Your Grace, there was no other way for the truth to reach you.
And this I swear by my holy vows.
You thieves and outlaws have the audacity to come here and taunt us. You profane this sacred house. Well, it shall be the last act for both of you.
If that is so, at least it's the end we would choose.
Then away with them, until the sheriff comes to take them.
Hold! Father Dumont, the crimes of these men are too serious to be dealt with by local authorities. I claim them as prisoners of the crown.
As your Grace wishes.
Then have them bound and taken under my escort to Canterbury.
It shall be done,
Captain!
Captain, you and your men must be thirsty. We'll wait here while you take some refreshment.
A drop of something would be welcome, Your Grace. What shall I do with the prisoners?
My brothers and I will take care of our guests.
Your Grace. Bring your horses into the yard, men.
Untie them.
Your Grace, aren't you afraid we might escape?
If it happens, we will consider it an act of God.
Your Grace.
Rest assured, King Richard shall hear the whole story. The whole story.
Your Grace, that's all we ask.
Riding through the glen, Robin Hood, with his band of men, feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood. He called the greatest archers to a tavern on the green. They vowed to help the people of the king. They handled all the trouble on the English country scene and still found plenty of time to sing. Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood,